Cordovez with Adam Schoenfeld with a scoop. We're here at Bellagio. Now, Augusta National is still men only. Poker was men only until about a year and a half ago, but now women are allowed to play. And
it's shocking in a way.
I mean, before we had the women-only tables, but now we have
they're actually mixing in the general population.
And I'm still adjusting because they distract me a lot. I'm trying to concentrate on my stuff. Now we're seeing relationships blossoming and men and women meeting because of the world of poker.
Laying down together?
Making laydowns together. I mean, it's a good development overall.
I'm against it, but it's okay.
What grounds are you against it?
It just seems it's dirty.
You don't take part?
No, I would never socially mix in the poker room, and I try not to speak.
There are a lot of these beautiful young women who tell me they want to meet Adam. They'd like to make some laydowns with Adam.
That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
Karina Jett is joining us today. Much pursued woman in the world of poker, and also one of the ones who is in a wonderful relationship with another poker player. Kind of neat. I like to see that sort of thing. Poker is a little broader, a little more.
And Karina's got like 16 different products she's selling, so that'll be interesting.
Karina's always got something going. Something good.
She's a mover and a shaker.
Awesome. So people acknowledge poker's #1 tournament player, #1 all-around player, #1 MILF. In my view, Karina Jett, hands down.
No question about that.
It's so nice to be honored and thought of as the
Karina, you're a very solid, very legitimate, successful player, but we have to also acknowledge your other attributes.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their assets.
You have 2 kids now.
Yes, 2 kids.
I knew you when you're just running around, Karina McKellis.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I know. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm the most likely never to get married, never to have kids, and look at me now.
Why is that? I don't buy that.
Well, because I was really wild before I got married. I was like traveling a lot with the poker.
You were faking. You weren't really wild.
Everyone settles down eventually.
I was wild.
Now, you met Chip Jett, your husband, at a poker tournament.
Yes, I met him in Tunica at the Jack Binion Poker Open.
I was there, by the way.
You were there.
Yeah.
He was there. He saw the whole thing.
It was almost disgusting. It was like one of these cartoon things where like hearts were popping out of their eyes as they looked at each other.
No way. It was just like because I was finally getting some action, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember when I met Karina, was up in Reno. Karina doesn't remember this because it's a whole different perspective. When you're Karina, you've got like 300 guys after you all the time. You don't remember any particular one. When you're one of the 300, you remember one. But I was up in Reno, and this is in the old days of poker, which we keep talking about, harking back to the old days, when women weren't allowed to play poker.
Oh, God.
And Karina got some sort
I snuck into the poker room.
She got a dispensation.
Karina got some sort of exemption, and she was playing up in the tournament at the Reno Hilton, and every guy was just jockeying for Karina's attention and making their little jokes and, being all cutesy, It was a whole... Do you remember that at all? It was a whole... It probably just...
It never stopped. It never stopped.
I don't think it ever stopped, so it was like, oh my goodness.
And once I got married, it was like more.
Really?
Yeah, it was like more of a challenge.
Oh, really? You think guys work that way too? I know that works.
For sure. Like, I can't even tell you how many friends of Chip's were like, "Hey,
that's
baby."
Nice.
With friends like that.
I mean, it was weird.
I just read about a well-known poker player I will not identify, who apparently is off camera. Will identify. Apparently, he's separating from his wife because he came home to find another poker player in bed with her.
Oh, I heard about that.
Of course you did. You have all the gossip.
Yeah.
Karina,
yeah, that's not the first time that's happened, I'm sure.
Oh, no. In general, no.
Yes, I've heard several poker players had this happen to them.
What I do like, back to what Adam was talking about, is the fact that in the world of poker, it is wonderful. You and Chip have a wonderful marriage, wonderful kids. So besides just the money making and all the other aspects of poker that we like, no, you can. This is a nice story. There's something. Nice in the whole thing.
Chip and I have gone through a lot together. We've grown as people and individual and as a family, and we've gone through our tough times, good and bad. We've, Adam knows. And, now it's like we're kind of on cruise control, and it's finally nice to be at that point in our relationship where it's kind of like we're enjoying our kids and our lives and our poker, and it's kind of coming together.
Now that you have 2 kids, you've played fewer events at the World Series. I know
Yes.
you played the Stud 8. Did you play any others?
I played the ladies.
Ooh, the ladies.
I like that name, the ladies.
So,
event.
how'd the ladies event go for you? I recall getting an early phone call that day.
Yeah, it was a quick hour, but actually, I was kind of like happy in a way because one of my students from the class, the World Series of Poker Academy.
All right, you taught at the Ladies Academy.
Right,
too.
exactly. So she was like kicking butt, and so I was like kind of like happy for her because I felt like I did something, contributed somebody to like make the money, and I think she ended up making the money.
So it was like do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly.
A lot of your students, they hadn't competed in any poker tournament before, right? I mean, this is
No,
really
this
like
was
kind
the
of their
first
debut.
one. I can't believe what a turnout was. 100 women at this camp, and they were all excited to be there, and it was a lot of fun.
So you think the ladies tournament is a good idea?
I don't know. I mean, I think the reason why I think ladies tournaments are good is because it helps women come into poker that are otherwise intimidated to play other tournaments. So if they're like with other women, they would like, you know, come in and play. But like, I mean, for like a bracelet level, I guess I can understand why it should not be closed.
See, we had a big brouhaha because Annie made a very clear point, I thought, which was that women's events are great. And in fact, she taught at the academy to encourage women to play. But she felt that you shouldn't award a bracelet in a women's event the same way you shouldn't award a bracelet in a seniors event or in a, as we joked about, a Jews only event or a blacks only.
We're having that at the Jew, and I'm also teaching
a bracelet should have.
I'm going to teach at the Jewish Poker Academy.
Who are the other instructors?
Well, if you did the reverse and you eliminated the Jews, fully 2% of the field would be remaining.
Right.
The only thing that hurts me is because we're getting away from the tradition of when Binya started the World Series, and like every year it's getting further away from you know.
There's no connection. It's like not the same.
Right. It's not even the same breed anymore. So it's like it kind of hurts me because back in the day when it was at Binion's, it was like a really cool thing where you would know everybody there, and it was like the best of the best. And now it's just like a lottery.
And even in the ladies event, it was always on Mother's Day, and they had the flowers. It was like a whole social thing.
It was kind of cute. Right.
Actually, I just thought of this, but
actually, because I'm a mom now, I'm actually happy that it's not on Mother's Day because that's just so not cool for my kids. But besides that,
I know your kids just look forward to Mother's Day.
No, I do.
Yeah.
You could have played your hour and then gone home.
No. I like to be able to focus that day and then have Mother's Day with.
Now you made the final table at the ladies' event a couple of years ago.
2 years in a row.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yes,
yeah.
2003 and 2004.
Now, it was limit hold'em, I remember the last time,
The year it was 2003, it was half stud and half limit. And then the 2004 was limit only.
And I remember you were set oversetted there. That was very painful for me.
Gross.
Adam and I are in our, as you know, in our late 50s. And when we played, not that we played in the ladies' event, but when we were playing at Binion's.
You could play the ladies' event, by the way.
Yeah, I know that they say if you dress up as a woman, you can play.
Yeah, you can.
Well, not likely, but when we were playing, it was all stud, all 7-card stud.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it's like a whole evolution.
When I first started playing the ladies' event at the Binion's, it was stud. So obviously, stud.
Ladies, they can't handle the intricacies of the common card.
One thing that I just thought of, and again, it was crazy that I saw that Annie got all of this criticism on the forums about, not about what she'd said, about what people said she'd said, which she hadn't said, because what she said was just that there shouldn't be a bracelet awarded in an event that's not an open event.
Right. The controversy was over what we said.
Right.
But they attributed it to Annie.
Plus, we were joking around,
right.
Which, again, sarcasm doesn't come across all the time. But actually, maybe the right compromise is there should be a special ladies bracelet, like a special flowery, diamondy.
Flowery?
Yeah, and then it would say on the top something like ladies champ. And then,
I mean, maybe something.
No, it shouldn't.
Or a little tiara.
Now, there's been a lot of crying at this year's World Series, I notice. You don't cry at poker tournaments, do you?
No, I've seen some women and heard some women crying this year.
I've seen men crying this year.
Really?
No, but I'd like to.
Me too. Let's go find some.
Now, Karina, what about this party you're promoting?
Oh, okay, so I'm having a party July 4th at 9 o'clock at the Minx Gentlemen's Club.
The Minx is a notable Las Vegas landmark now.
Right.
You know why?
it's famous because Adam Pacman Jones jettisoned his NFL career there one night, and now, in his spirit, we're going to have Adam Pacman show in
And I'm going to make it rain like he did. I'm going to bring $81,000 in my backpack, and I'm going to throw it on stage, and then I'm going to want it back.
Bring your money
back.
and don't be offended by the scenery.
What's the date?
July 4th,
That's easy to
And what
remember.
time?
9 o'clock.
So all are invited.
All are invited.
That's fantastic.
There's a VIP, right?
Yeah, you're a VIP, of course.
The funny thing about that Lit
I
It
can't
Rain,
mix with the hoi polloi.
for the people that don't know, Adam Pacman Jones and his entourage showed up, and they threw all these bills on stage, and the strippers were fighting over them, and then they wanted to keep the money, and there was all this stuff.
And then
But-
Pac-Man was too cheap to let them keep the money.
Right,
I mean,
although it was $81,000.
That is messed up. Well, don't throw it in the air if you don't
Right.
think girls are going to
The whole
grab
thing was
for it.
messed up, and this man was tragically
Yeah, it's
shot
not funny
and
'cause the guy was
It's
paralyzed.
horrible.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, the Let It Rain, my understanding is that was actually first patented by some poker players down in Tunica at the strip clubs.
Yeah, but they don't expect the
Platinum
money.
Plus. That's a great place.
But they don't expect the money back.
And they did it with $1 bills, which is more practical.
Right.
And I
Well,
expected
people
to get it
in
back.
Platinum Plus in Memphis, the $1 bills were a lot of money for
They're the
that.
equivalent of $100
You talk
bills in
about
Las
Memphis
Vegas.
as if they have a separate economy, like it's a third world country.
But there are
Hey,
two,
they do a lot for $1 down there.
there are two well-known multi bracelet holders who were doing the Let It Rain in Tunica or in Memphis.
Yes.
And
I think
it
they
started
shut the
spreading from
club
there.
down.
Really?
I've heard.
They would take a helicopter back and forth from the Binions down there.
No way.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
crazy
Jack
things down in
Binions,
Tunica. You were saying you and Chip met in Tunica.
Yes,
You
we
fell in
met
love
in
with Tunica.
Tunica,
So-
but we hung out more at Platinum Plus.
I don't condone that.
What is the theme for the big...
Why not? It was a social event.
Yes, okay.
We have a big event on July 4th. Is there a particular theme, particular occasion, or just...
It's the occasion is this. Like last year, all these online sites, such as Full Tilt, put on these wonderful parties, and now this year it's kind of
Yeah.
nobody's putting on parties. So
They're
I decided
afraid
to
to.
have my own party.
That's wonderful. But this is really a great contribution to the poker world.
Don't you think?
You're a wonderful humanitarian, like the Mother
I was
Teresa.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And we're renting the place out. We're going to have the full stripper contingent, you name it, right?
Right. I mean, it's a party with some entertainment.
I love it. Well, Minx is the place, July 4th in Las Vegas, and your hostess is Karina Jett.
But just before we close, what else are you selling?
Well, don't forget we have our Poker's Most Wanted playing cards that we're selling at the World Series.
That'll be at the Lifestyle Show?
At the Lifestyle Show, it's a deck of all the top pros, and we're having a signing.
All the top
and
pros from 1997 are in the cards.
Adam's in the deck.
Yeah,
You got to
that's what I mean.
every buy the deck and get Adam's autograph.
I look like 15 years younger in that photo.
That's perfect.
This was before poker aged you
Yeah,
and me.
yeah.
So you're going to have your own booth and everything in there.
Actually, it's the trademark poker booth.
All right.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Karina, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
You've brightened up our set and our day, and we'll be back soon with someone else on the scoop. Thanks for joining.